Hi, all right, let's share these links. And we will get started with class at 12 p.m. Central. So in about 9 minutes. I see someone just joined. Welcome, welcome. We'll just get settled. We'll get started soon. Whoever's on, I hope you're having a great Thursday so far. Mine's been pretty eventful already. My mom and I, who I've been spending a lot of time with now during quarantine, which is one of the nice outside effects of something so horrible. But we went for a nice hike down by the river, and it was really beautiful. A little cold, but super sunny, really nice. Just kind of a nice way to start my day. Made me very invigorated and ready to teach this class. We've got about 5 minutes until we get started, so We'll settle in a little bit until that. Welcome. I see we have some more people who've joined, and we'll get started in just a few moments. Feel free to get settled, get comfortable, start to settle into your mat, or not. Take whatever you need these few minutes before we get started. Know that you don't have to sit upright in the beginning. If there's a position you feel like you might need while you're waiting for class to start, like maybe a Supta Baddha Konasana. You bring the soles of the feet to touch, knees out to the side, and lay all the way back down. You can take child's pose, big toes to touch, knees to the outside of the mat, hips settling back, and forehead to the mat. Or you can just hang out like me. I can't believe how beautiful it is out today. There's, you can't see, but the computer that I'm recording with is right in front of a window, and there's just sun pouring in, which has not been the case a ton this last week. So it's a nice change of pace. Tried to reflect that in my wardrobe choices. Nice sunny yellow shirt. And we have about 2 more minutes, and then we'll get started. And we have about 1 more minute. We'll allow any last minute stragglers to come on in. See, we had a few more people join. Welcome to the group. Get a little comfy, and we will start in just a minute. And by a minute, I mean right now. Well, oh, my phone said 1 p.m. and then it said 12:59. Okay, we'll wait one more minute. All right, let's get going. Welcome, welcome, yogis. Today we are going to be doing a 60-minute vinyasa practice. So let's get started with a little bit of grounding, some centering. Go ahead, find a comfortable seat. I like to put a folded blanket underneath my hips just for a little bit of a lift. You can use a block, a book, a pillow, whatever you have with you. And just sit in a position you think you can maintain for quite a few minutes just to get settled for the beginning of class. Place the palms of your hands either facing down on your knees if you need to feel a little more grounded today, or if you're feeling the need to receive some energy, go ahead and plant those hands palms up on the knees. Stack your head over your heart over your hips. Find a soft gaze on the floor in front of you, or let your eyes flutter all the way closed. Start to bring your attention inward. Feel the mat or the floor underneath your legs, your sit bones. Feel the sensation of either the palm or the back of the hand on top of the knee. Feel the cool air hit the back of your throat with your inhales. Let's take a scan of the body, starting with the crown of the head, moving all the way down to the toes. Just checking in. Are there any points of tension? Does anything feel different than it maybe felt yesterday or the last time you were on your mat? No need to change anything. No need to do any work here. Just taking note and moving on. When you get through the whole body, go ahead, relax the temples, relax the jaw. Let your shoulder blades relax, your shoulders sliding down either side of you. Lift the sternum ever so slightly. Start to bring your attention to the breath. The rise and the fall of the belly with every inhale and every exhale. Starting off, not making any changes to the breath, just taking note. Are your inhales longer than your exhales, or vice versa? Now, take whichever is longer, the inhale or the exhale, and let the other part of the breath match it. So if your exhales are shorter, then elongate your exhales to match the length of your inhales. Now, wherever your inhale or exhale is, add 1 more second to each, lengthening the inhales and exhales just slightly. If it feels right, lengthen those inhales and exhales by just 1 more count. On your next inhale, hold at the top for 3 seconds and then exhale completely, continuing the same process for the next few cycles of breath. So you'll inhale, hold for 3, 2, 1, and exhale everything out. And repeat. And wherever you are, exhale all your stale air out and come back to a normal breath pattern. Flutter your eyelids open and take just a moment to check in with yourself. Do you feel any different than you felt when you first sat down on the mat? Maybe yes, maybe no. Just check in, take note, and then throw it away. You can either remain on your propped up hips here, or you can remove your prop to the side. Inhale, sweep both arms up. And exhale, drop the hands all the way down to the side. Feel the sits bones pressing down into the prop or the earth. And use that to elongate the spine, shoot the crown of the head toward the ceiling. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, you can sigh as you bring the arms down. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale, up through the nose. And exhale, sigh on the way down. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, sigh. Beautiful. Inhale, lift both arms up. Exhale, drop the right arm to your side and bring the left arm all the way over across, stretching that left side body. Breathe into those outer left ribs. Maybe come down to the forearm if it feels right, planting that left sits bone down into the earth. Don't let that lift up. For a little bit more, you can turn the sternum slightly over. That left arm's going to want to curl forward. Don't let it. Let one long line shoot from the left sits bone all the way up through to the left fingertips. And bring that left arm all the way down. We're going to crawl over to the other side, shooting those arms out in the front and then to the other side. We'll come on over. Again, start up. Breathe into the side body. And then if you feel like coming down, come down. But really plant the left sits bones into the mat. A little bit more if you turn that sternum slightly up towards the ceiling. And bring that hand all the way down. Arms come straight out in front. Crawl your fingertips as far forward as you can get them, and then relax forward. And crawl your hands all the way back up to roll up. Bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Right hand sweeps up, over, and sits on top of the left ear. You bring the left fingertips shooting down toward the earth. No need to get crazy here. No need to pull the head down. Should be intense enough. If you need a little more, focus more on pushing the left hand toward the earth than pushing down with the right hand. Then turn the nose toward the armpit. Place the hand on the back of the neck. Or on the back of the head, rather. Release the hand, come on back to center. Drop left ear to left shoulder. Left hand sweeping up, resting on top of the right ear. Right fingertips reaching toward the earth. Really taking our time here in the beginning of class to set ourselves up for a safe and effective practice. It's how injuries happen, jumping right into it. Go ahead and roll the nose toward the armpit and place the hand on the back of the head. And release the hand. Shoot the right hand out forward like a stop sign. Pop the left hand on top. Pull those right fingers back as the wrist juts forward. Oh, this feels so good after all of the typing and texting. And then drop the fingertips down towards the earth, palm facing you. Press the thumb in the middle of the palm, fingertips sitting on top of the hand, and press your thumb into the palm. So the wrist should jut forward for a nice forearm stretch. Oof, I almost always really need this. Wow, that is tight today. And release. You can roll the hand a little bit, roll the wrist, and take it to the other side. Hand juts out, stop sign, fingertips pull back, other fingertips. So left fingers going toward the face, wrist jutting forward. Try to keep your spine tall while you're doing this. Try not to round at the back. And we'll take it the other way. Shoot the palm towards the body, fingertips toward the ground, thumb in the middle of the palm, and press forward with the thumb. Beautiful. Release. Find a few circles. Let's meet in a tabletop position. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Take some time, set up here. Take a few cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly. Chest shines forward, hip points back and up. Exhale, cow or cat pose, round through the spine. Inhale, let's take that breath to movement. Drop the belly. Exhale, curl through the spine. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, curl through the spine. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, last time, curl through the spine. Go back to neutral tabletop, tuck those feet underneath. And we're gonna exhale and lift the knees just 2 inches off the ground. press up out of those shoulders, pressing down into the palm and the knuckles. Squeeze the belly button toward the spine. Low ribs knit in together like a corset. And drop the knees. You can sit back, rock back and forth. Get ready to take it one more time. And exhale, lift the knees up 2 inches. Keep the abs engaged here. Remain lifting up, out, almost so there's like a slight dome in the upper back. Nothing crazy, just enough to know that you're engaged. And drop the knees back down. Take whatever little rock back and forth, side to side that you need. Let's take it one last time. Engage, lift the knees on the exhale. We're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, and when we get to the end, we'll lift back and up into our downward facing dog. Hip points shoot back and up. Fingers pressing into the mat. Lifting up out of your wrists. And take whatever you need here. Bend into one leg and the other. Maybe bend into both. And lift the hip points back and up. Walk your feet behind your wrists. Take a ragdoll here. Grab for opposite elbows. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Do something non-committal with your head. Slightly bend in the knees and stack the vertebrae, rolling up one at a time. Head and neck, last thing to come up. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Press down through all 4 corners of the feet. Press together into the palms so the sternum lifts up toward the thumbs. Slightly tuck your chin to elongate the spine. If you'd like to practice with an intention, here's a beautiful moment to seal that in. Taking whatever intention you'd like. Mine is just appreciation, gratitude. I want to try to feel gratitude in everything I do in my practice today. If an intention's not your thing, just keep focusing on grounding those feet down and opening the chest. Release your hands to either side. And let's take a sun A. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Left hand drops in front, right arm drops to the back. Square the hips to the front for a little twist. Inhale, arms back up to center. Exhale, twist to the left. Right fingertips shine forward. Thumbs up toward the ceiling. Really plant those feet and don't let the hips open to the side. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, come all the way down. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Find length in the spine. You can place your hands on your shins, on your thighs, on the mat, whatever feels good here. Shoot that crown of the head toward the front of the mat, the tailbone toward the back of the mat. Shoulder blades shoot back together. And exhale, we'll take a chaturanga. Plant the hands, step all the way back. I'm going to cue traditional chaturanga, but take it however you'd like. Inhale, hinge slightly forward. Exhale, pin the elbows to the sides, half plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Shine the chest forward. Knees so engaged, they are up off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hip points push back and up. Inhale, look toward the hands. Exhale, walk your feet behind your wrists. And root to rise. Inhale, plant all 4 corners of the feet into the mat. Engage the abs and sweep the hands all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands lower at the sides. Let's take that same thing, breath to movement, 2 more times. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Left arm comes forward. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Hips shining to the front. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, find a flat back. Exhale, chaturanga of your choice. Plant the hands, step back into high plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look toward the hands. Exhale, step walk or jump your feet behind your wrists. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep the hands all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands float to your sides. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, twist on the right, hips face forward. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, twist on the left. Inhale, back up to center. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, engage the core. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana, plant the hands high to low plank. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale, look toward your hands. Exhale, step walk or jump your feet behind your wrists. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sweep the hands up forward. Shine both hands up toward the ceiling, toward your ears. See if you can sit back just an inch deeper. Engage the core. Keep those low ribs coming in together like you're wearing a corset. Your natural corset, the muscles. See if you can sit just a little deeper. Make sure you protect your low back by just ever so slightly tucking those hips. And chin tucks slightly to the chest to elongate the back of the neck. And lower the hands all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana, or meet all the way back in down dog if you're not feeling it today. Chaturanga is always optional. You can also take belly to baby cobra, or you can just hang out in plank pose and push back up into a down dog, which can arguably be more difficult. All right, inhale, lift the right leg high. Since this is the first time, take a second, stack your hips, make some circles with the leg. Ooh, mine just cracked. Go ahead, shoot that right leg up into the air, flex the foot, toes pointing down toward the ground, and exhale, low lunge on the right. Sweep the foot between the hands. Rock back and forth. Really find some ease here. Hips rock side to side. Engage the core. Scoop the belly button back toward the spine. Sweep the arms out and up. We'll take our high lunge here. Inner thighs shoot toward each other. Scoop that tailbone just slightly under, and then straighten the back leg. You can actually take your hands, put them on your hips, and manually square them. So both hips are facing the front of the room. You'll have to pull the left hip forward, the right hip back, and then sit a little deeper. When you feel ready, sweep the hands up to the ceiling. If you'd like a little twist here, go ahead, twist to the right. Left arm flies forward. Maintain that alignment in the legs. Don't let the hips twist. We'll come on back to center. Arms lift. And on the exhale, we're going to turn out to our warrior two on the right. Parallel the back foot to the back of your mat. Bend into the front knee tracking toward the pinky toes. Arms reach in opposite directions and gaze falls on the front fingertips. Keep the core engaged. Keep the legs engaged, actively pressing away from each other into the mat. Straighten the front leg, sass the back hip backward, and tick-tock the hands to 6 and 12 o'clock for some triangle. So here, you can grab onto the ankle. You can put the back of your hand on the ankle. Reach for a block in front if you'd like. Reach the left fingertips up toward the ceiling. You got this. Keep the core engaged. And cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Low lunge. And we'll step back into our downward facing dog or take a chaturanga here. Go ahead, inhale, lift the left leg high. Again, stack the hips. You can take some circles with the legs. And then we'll meet. Toes pointed toward the ground, foot flexed, foot high up in the air. And sweep through, low lunge on the left. Again, this is our first time here. So rock back and forth, rock the hips side to side. You can roll onto the heel of the foot, flexing that left foot. Whatever feels good here, just to open it up. All right, let's meet down in a neutral low lunge. Squeeze the thighs together. Squeeze the belly button to the spine, and we'll lift all the way up to our high lunge. You know that you can at any point put this back knee down for a little extra balance. Really set up here. Squeeze the thighs. Tuck that tailbone slightly. Take your hands, manually square your hips to face the front of your mat. When you're ready, let the arms float up. And if you want to take a little twist, which we'll be doing on the flow, but you can just hold if it doesn't feel right. Twist to the left, drop the right hand to the front. Maintain those legs, maintain the hips square to the front. Don't let that back leg be lazy. Keep it engaged. All right, sweep both hands back up to the ceiling. And exhale, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2 on the left. Press away from each other in both legs. Front knee tracks out toward those outer pinky toes. I guess the pinky toes are always outer. Keep this active. Keep your abs engaged. Arms reaching in opposite directions. Straighten the front leg, sass that back hip backward, and tick-tock the hands to 6 and 12 o'clock for triangle pose. Keep the legs engaged. Keep the fingertips reaching up toward the ceiling. And cartwheel all the way down to frame the front foot. You can take a chaturanga here or move all the way back into downward facing dog. All right, let's take that whole thing, breath to movement. Inhale, look toward the hands. Exhale, step walk or jump your feet behind your wrists. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sweep the arms up, sit 1 inch deeper. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, neutralize the spine. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, low lunge on the right. Inhale, come all the way up to your high lunge. Exhale, twist to the right, left arm shoots forward. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, warrior two on the right. Bend into that front knee. Inhale, press up to triangle pose, sass that leg back. Exhale, come all the way over, hands to 6 and 12 o'clock. Inhale, back to your warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, low lunge on the left. Inhale, high lunge on the left. Optional ways to drop that knee down. Exhale, twist. Right arm comes forward. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, warrior two on the left. Back foot parallels the back of the mat. Inhale, pop up to triangle. And exhale, tick-tock the hands to 6 and 12 o'clock. Inhale, come on back up to warrior two, bending in the front knee. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. And Chaturanga Dandasana, or whatever variation speaks to you in this moment. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hip points back and up. We're going to take this flow one more time, breath to movement. You can follow me, or if your breath is telling you something else, you can do it at your own pace. Inhale, look toward the hands. Exhale, step walk or jump your feet behind the wrists. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Sweep the arms up. Sit just 1 inch deeper for our lowest chair yet. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, find length in the spine. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, low lunge on the right. Inhale, high lunge on the right. Exhale, twist to the right, left hand falls in front. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, open all the way up to warrior two. Inhale, straighten the leg. And exhale, tick-tock those hands to 6 and 12 o'clock. Inhale, back through to warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to frame the front foot, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, low lunge on the left. Inhale, high lunge, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist to the left, right fingers drop forward. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, swivel the back heel down to parallel the back of the mat. Virabhadrasana 2 on the left. Inhale, rise up. Front leg straightens. Exhale, tick-tock the hands to 6 and 12 o'clock. Open the chest to the side. Inhale, back through to Virabhadrasana or warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to frame the front foot. Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful, yogis. Inhale, look toward the hands. Exhale, drop your knees all the way to the mat. You can rock over onto one hip and swing the legs all the way out in front. Let's set up for a boat pose or Navasana here. So go ahead, pop those hips, those sits bones down into the mat, finding length in the spine, head over heart, heart over hips. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and down the back. You can start with the hands behind the thighs and come on up onto your toes. Engage the core and slightly rock back. Maintaining that straight back, don't let that low back collapse. You can lift the toes if you'd like. Parallel the shins, maybe even straighten the legs. And if it feels good, let the hands float to the sides. Beautiful. Pop the feet back down. Rock the knees from side to side. Releasing that low back. And let's take this bad boy one more time. Let your hips, your sits bones come flush with the mat, pressing down. Find the length in the spine. Crown of the head shines toward the ceiling. Seal the thighs together and start to lean back. You can lift the toes, parallel the shins, straighten the legs if that's in your practice. And if it feels good to let go of the hands, let go of the hands. Try to really seal those thighs together. They're going to want to pull apart. Really engage the inner thighs here. And know that this might feel different from day to day. Some days I feel like I've got this and it's so easy and I can do more things. And some days I just have to hold on to the backs of my thighs the whole time because my back collapses, and know that that's okay. You're going to be different from day to day. Drop the toes to the ground. Let the hands fall behind you and drop the knees from side to side. Beautiful. Cross the knees. We're going to come all the way back over to a tabletop position. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Let's take a few cat-cows here. Inhale, drop the belly. Chest shines forward. Exhale, curl through the spine. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, round through to cat. One more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Meet in neutral tabletop. Tuck the back toes under. Sit the heels all the way, the hips all the way back down to the heels. Press into the thumb and forefinger. And slowly lift the hips back and up into your downward facing dog. Press up out of your wrists. Let your heels fall back toward the mat. Hip points shooting back and up. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, low lunge on the right. From here, pop the back foot, the left foot, a little bit closer. We'll take a pyramid pose. So your feet are both flat on the ground. Try to square the hips, toes pointed forward. Inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, let the body collapse a little over the front leg. Pull the right hip back, the left hip forward. Inhale, straighten the spine again, find length. And exhale, fall a little deeper, nose toward the knee. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Beautiful. So we're gonna pop the foot back to parallel the back of the floor. If you need to shift it back a little bit or the back of the mat, you can. We're gonna engage the core and pop all the way up into our warrior two. Knee tracks toward the pinky toes. From here, inhale, come all the way up to triangle, sass the back hip backward, and tick-tock the hands to 6 and 12 o'clock. We're going to flow in between those. Well, actually, we're going to add one more component. From here, inhale, lift both hands up overhead, but your overhead is going to be towards the front of your mat. And we'll come from here all the way back into warrior two. So it's going to look a little bit like warrior two. Straighten the front leg, triangle, arms shoot forward, and then arms both come up as we engage the core and bend back into our warrior two. So legs, we'll go through this really quick. Legs, bent, warrior two, straight, straight, bent. Arms are going to be out, out, 6 and 12, front, And then sweep like you're drawing a sunset, and then arms settle into the sides. So let's take that breath to movement a little bit. If you want to hold any pose, if you want to just pick 2 of those and do 2 of those, go ahead. And this is what I'm going to cue. So we'll start in our warrior 2, arms out. Inhale up. Exhale, hip pops and tick-tock 6 and 12. Inhale, arms shoot forward. Exhale, back into warrior 2. Inhale, leg straightens. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Inhale, arms come forward. Exhale, up and back into our warrior 2. We'll take that a few on your own breath at your own time. Wherever you are, we'll all meet back in warrior 2. Go ahead. Bring both legs to parallel, feet pointed in the same direction as your torso. Hinge at the hips. We'll come all the way down for a wide-legged forward fold. Take whatever you'd like here. You can reach to opposite ankles. If you want to take tripod headstand here and play around with that, go ahead. If you want to take a bind, bring your hands behind your hips, interlace fingers. Shoot the knuckles up toward the ceiling. Maybe press your palms together. And then release, relax everything back. If you've taken headstand or your bind, start to release that. If you need something else coming out of headstand, take that. Go right ahead. We're going to crawl the hands over to frame the left foot. So from here, rock that back foot back a little bit closer and straighten your front leg for pyramid pose. So both toes are pointed toward the front of the mat in the same direction. Square the hips, left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. Come up on the fingertips. Inhale, find length in the spine. And exhale, sink a little deeper. On your next inhale, find length in the spine again. And exhale a little deeper. And on your next inhale, we're going to come back up to warrior 2. If you need to scoot that back foot backward, you can. And parallel your right foot to the back of the mat, or the right side of the mat, and sweep up into your warrior 2. We're going to take that same little flow on this side. So it'll look like inhale, straighten and tilt. Exhale, hands tick-tock. Inhale, hands shoot forward. Exhale, back. A little sunrise, sunset, warrior 2. So take that at your own speed. You can take any variation of it you'd like. You can cut things out. You can add things. Make this yours. Make this your time to play. And I offer up this variation if you'd rather not take your own version. And know that you can play with speed here. Know that you can try to go as fast, well, not as fast as you can, but try to speed your breath up and make these quicker movements. or you can go as slow as humanly possible and see just how slow you can go, which is almost always more challenging. Another thing to play with is the fluidity. You can see how fluid, instead of making each movement have a start and a finish, have the breath keep flowing and have the end of one movement be the beginning of the next movement. Just some things to play around with. You can use some of them, you can use all of them, you can use none of them if it doesn't serve you today. We're just here for a little bit longer, so take what you need. And we'll all meet back in our warrior two. Go ahead, swivel the left foot forward so both feet are facing forward, and we'll drop all the way down again. Wide-legged forward fold. If you'd like to opt for the inversion this time, go right ahead. Opt into the tripod headstand if it's in your practice, but I'm not going to cue that today. Reach for opposite ankles if it feels good. Take the bind again if it feels good. You can also reach fingertips back out behind you. Listen to your body. It knows what's up. If you've taken tripod headstand and you want to take a moment in child's pose, we're all going to be there in a moment, so feel free to stay there and not follow along. But everyone else, let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders, slightly bend the knees, engage the abs, come all the way up. You can bring the heels in, star pose, reach arms out to opposite directions, reach feet, everything's moving like a giant star in the opposite direction. Chest shines forward. Stare straight ahead of you. Find a point on the wall or wherever in front of you to focus on. Don't look at your feet at all. Engage your core and step both feet back up to a standing position. Just getting a little more connection with mind and body without having to use our vision. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you can take one more chaturanga today or meet down in downward facing dog. And from down dog, we'll all meet in a child's pose. Knees come to opposite sides or to outer edges of the mat. Big toes come together. Heels or hips sit back toward the heels. Climb the hands out in front. Rest the forehead on the mat. Crawl your hands to the upper right edge of the mat. Let your left hip drop down toward the left heel as you reach the hands to the upper right corner of the mat. Let's take it to the opposite side. Arms reach up toward the upper left corner of the mat. Right hip falls into the right heel. Fall back to center. Press into the hands. Tuck the toes, and we'll scoop back up into our downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, pigeon on the right. Sweep the right ankle behind the left wrist. Crawl the left foot back. Find length in the spine, square the hips. And if you'd like, you can put that pigeon to sleep. Walk the hands forward to hands, forearms, forehead on wrist, or all the way, or on fists, or all the way to the ground. Crawl your hands all the way back up. Roll over onto your right hip and sweep the left leg all the way around. You want to find the left foot on the outside of the right thigh. Go ahead, and if you can't get it quite there, you can have the foot sitting in front of the knee, but really try to cross that over. Squeeze the knee with a hug into the chest as you let the left hip drop down into the mat. In an ideal world, you would have equal weight on equal hips. That's what we're going for, but you don't need to be there today. Keep squeezing the knee in toward the chest as you let that left hip drop down. This should feel really good in through the left glute, the left IT. If you want to take this a little bit further, pop the left hand down on the ground, almost behind you, right by that left hip. Shine the right fingertips down to your side and bring them up to the ceiling and then all the way over to connect the outside of your arm to the outside of that left knee. Inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, twist gently toward the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. Go ahead, bow to the other side, just for a little counter stretch. And then unwind those legs, and we're all gonna meet back in a downward facing dog. Hip points back and up. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, pigeon on the left. Sweep the left ankle behind the right wrist. Crawl the right leg back. Square the hips. Just crawl the hands to either side of the hips. Find length in the spine. And if you want to put your pigeon to sleep, crawl the hands forward to hands, forearms, fists, or all the way down to the ground. Note that this side might feel a little different, might be easier, it might be more challenging. And that's okay, just take note. And crawl the hands all the way back up. Roll over onto that left hip. Sweep the right leg all the way over to bring the right foot to the outside of the left thigh. Bring the knee into the chest for a squeeze and drop the right hip deeper into the mat. If you want to stay here, if this is enough, by all means hang out. If you want a little more of a twist, drop the right hand to just the outside of the right hip. Left fingertips shine down to the left side. Inhale, bring them all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, twist, drop the elbow to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, do a little bow to the opposite side, a little counter stretch. Go ahead, Uncross your legs. Put your weight back on the hands behind you. Drop the knees from side to side. And then let's slowly roll all the way down to the mat. Squeeze the knees into the chest. Take a happy baby here. Stamp your soles of your feet on the ceiling. Grab for the backs of the thighs, the calves, or the inner or outer edges of the feet. Remember that the goal here is to get that lower back flush with the mat. So even if you can reach your feet, if you can't do it without that lower back coming up, reach for something lower. Find a little resistance here. Pull down with your hands, but press up with your legs or your feet. Once you plug the shoulder blades in their sockets too, so you actively feel those shoulder blades pulling into their sockets. From here, you can rock side to side. Maybe straighten one leg, then the other. Maybe it feels good to straighten both legs. Bring the soles of your feet together and rock side to side. Whatever you need right here, take it. Our last little bits of movement before we find stillness in our final Shavasana. Welcome your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze, some self-love, a self-hug here. Go ahead, bring your forehead to your knees. For one last push, squeeze every muscle in your body. Then exhale, final Shavasana. Let your legs fall out, feet splayed to the sides. Palms at your sides facing the ceiling. Relax your eyebrows. Let your jaw be so relaxed that your lips are slightly parted. Feel your body melting into the mat. Muscle falling away from the bone. Final Shavasana is yours for as long as you'd like it. But if you'd like to be guided now out of your final Shavasana, just listen to my voice. Find some gentle movement in the fingers and the toes. Find some circles in the wrists and in the ankles. Rock the head from side to side. Sweep the arms up overhead and stretch arms and legs in opposite directions for a full body stretch. And when you're ready, roll over onto your right or left side in fetal position, legs bent using your bicep as a pillow. Final Shavasana marks the death of our practice. And fetal pose represents the new life that we bring off of our mats and out into the world with us. Using the strength of your hands, press yourself up to a comfortable seated position with your hands, palms together at heart center. The love, the light, the teacher and the student in me honors the love, the light, the teacher and the student in every one of you. Bring your thumbs to third eye center and bow forward. Namaste. Well, thank you so much for everyone who practiced today. Woo, that sun is strong. Or for everyone who's watching on the replay. Wow, that is some strong sun today. Join me tomorrow evening at a 5 p.m. restorative class, or I have a Saturday morning 9 a.m. Vinyasa and a Sunday evening 4 p.m. Class. So thank you so much for joining. I'm so grateful to have people practicing with me still. We've been doing it every day for almost 2 weeks now, and I am beyond grateful. So thank you, and have a great rest of your Thursday. Enjoy the sun if it's sunny where you are.